And we welcome you back to the Gruver Holiday Classic tip-off here, third place boys game. Perryton taking on Hooker. Hooker wins the opening tip. They have the opening possession here. The offensive end. These two matching up for the third time this season. Pass underneath. Hooker on the board first. Number 24, Gavin Parker. The 6'6" senior puts that one in. 2-0 Bulldogs. They lead the Rangers. Ball back outside. First two meetings. Perryton with the win. There's a travel. Ball turned back over to Hooker. Bringing the ball up, Cleet Martins, number 13. Just a freshman handling the ball out there. Over the top down to Parker again. Turnaround fadeaway jumper. No good. Rebounded on the backside by Zach Hidalgo. No good on the shot. And ball back over to Perryton. Julian Cervantes, number 0, brings it up for the Rangers. Pull up at the free throw line by Daxton Rigdon. Missed the shot. Rebounded by Hidalgo. Here come the Bulldogs back the other way. Behind the back. Picks up his dribble. Down low to Parker again. Into the lane, kicks it back out. Hudson Hill, number 34, with it. Back to Hidalgo, drives to the hoop, lays it up off the glass. It's good. He'll go to the line for the and one as he draws the foul. That foul on number 52, Cade Gilbert. That's his first foul of the game. So Hidalgo at the line. Off the front of the rim, can't convert the three-point play. Rebounded by Gilbert. Gets it out to Rigdon across the timeline. Now back over to Gilbert, gives it back to Rigdon. Rigdon dribbles back up top. Now gives it off to Feger. Drive in the lane, shot is put up, in and out from Cervantes. Rebounded by Parker. Back to the offensive end for the Bulldogs. Drive, puts up the runner, kind of a wild shot, but able to draw the foul. Foul will be on number 5. Color Feger, I hope I'm getting that name right, his first foul. So at the line will be Martins for 2 shots. He sinks the first. And the second as well. Hooker leads 6-0. Cervantes will bring the ball up for the Rangers. Splits the defenders, loses control of it. Parker comes away with it for Hooker, over to Hidalgo. Kicks it to the corner to Hill. Three-pointer from the wing is good by Omar Gomez. Timeout on the floor, 5:45 left to play here in the first quarter. Hooker jumps out on Perryton, 9-0.
Do you dread the cold of winter? Then PTCI has the freeze that will warm your heart. Boost your speed, and PTCI will freeze your internet bill at the same price you've already been paying for 6 whole months. If you are a new customer, PTCI will give you a free month of internet, and everyone gets whole home Wi-Fi free for 6 months. Call 800-562-2556 to freeze your bill today.
Some restrictions apply. Back out of the timeout, Perryton Rangers with possession of the ball. Cervantes leaves it for Tarango, Aiden Tarango, a freshman. Ball into the post. Shigoda with the shot in the lane, puts the Rangers on the board. 9-2 now the score. The 31, Tad Shigoda, the junior. Gomez with the ball, now back up top to Hill. Over to Martins. Gets it to Parker, who takes it in, puts it off the glass. No good, but he does draw the foul on Shigoda. That will be Shikoda's first, team's second foul. Actually, third team foul. So Parker at the line for 2 shots. First free throw is good. Checking in for Perryton. Sophomore number 2, Maddox Miller. Parker's second free throw, nothing but net. 11-2 now the lead for the Bulldogs. Ball around the perimeter. Cervantes gives it back to Tarango. Shigoda with the baseline drive, loses control, ball out of bounds, back over to Hooker. 4:48 left to play here in this first quarter. Martins brings it up for the Bulldogs. Trying to isolate Parker with Shigoda behind him. Turnaround jumper in the lane, no good. Rebounded by Hidalgo, the putback off the glass. And it's 13-2 now. Hooker with the lead. As he mentioned, these teams met just a few weeks ago, and then earlier in the second round of this tournament also, and then meeting again. Foul underneath. I believe they called that on Parker. Not absolutely sure. His first foul, first team foul. 4:16 left to play, first quarter. Ball inbounded. Shigoda has it at the high post. He'll pull it back out. Tarango splits the defenders, but he's going to be called for the carry. Ball back over to Hooker. Rangers are coached by Chad Farmer. He's assisted by Griffin Brzezowski, Jonathan Kershaw, Grady Arnold, and Andrew Ramon. Pass intercepted there by Cervantes. Kicks it to the corner. Rigdon looked at the three, passes it up back to Cervantes. Now back out front to Miller. Miller looks to drive to the block, puts up the left-handed floater, no good. Hidalgo comes away with the rebound. Hooker coached by head coach Todd Kerr, assisted by Jace Kerr and Aaron Ruiz. Miller, double team, gets it to Hidalgo at the high post, drives, puts up the right-handed shot. It's good. 15-2 now. Hooker with the lead. Quickly across the timeline is Tarango. Now he'll leave it for Cervantes. Guarded tightly there. Finds a gap, kicks it to the corner, looked at the three. That's going to be a travel, as Miller was a little indecisive on what he wanted to do. Took off before the dribble. Ball back over to Hooker. 3:09 left here in the first quarter. Perryton looking to half court trap. They've got to get it across the half court. They finally did. Miller with the ball, now up to Parker. Kicks it into Hidalgo, who dunks it home. 17-2 now. Hooker extends their lead. Good ball movement. Hardly any dribbling on that possession. Kicked inside, Shigoda, no good. That one defended well by Hidalgo. Quick outlet pass, up across midcourt to Parker. Now to Miller in the corner, now back to Hidalgo at the high post. Drives in, banks it up, no good. Parker with the rebound, ball loose, bounding around, grabbed by Tarango. Rigdon. Now over to Cervantes, who turns in the lane. No good. Offensive foul called on Cervantes. His first, team's second foul. Number 3, Isaiah Dominguez, and number 24, Joel Alvarez check in for the Rangers. 2:09 left here in the first quarter. Martins picks up his dribble, gets it over to Hill. High post to Parker, had it knocked away, had to step out on the perimeter to get it. Looks to drive baseline. Hidalgo with it, high post. Now kicks it out to Martins. Over the top to Hidalgo. Lets the defender pass him by. Lays it up and in. 19-2 now with 1.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Kick outside. Miller gives it off to Tarango. Now Alvarez. Miller with it now. And he's going to be called for the travel as well. Checking in for Hooker, number 42, Nate Hidalgo, 6'4" freshman. Checking in for Perryton is Cade Gilbert, number 52, the senior. So Hooker to try to break this losing streak against Perryton. This is the start they needed. Baseline jumper, no good by Martins, but does draw the foul. They will call that one on Gilbert. That's his second, team's 5th foul. First free throw, in and out from Martins. Cervantes back into the game, as well as Shigoda. Also into the game. Back into the game is Fieger. Second free throw for Martins, no good. Long rebound, chased down, last touched by Alvarez. They'll say it is Perryton ball, as they'll call the foul there. So just over a minute left in the half. Haven't started the clock yet. There they go. Shigoda kicks it across. Now Cervantes with it on the opposite wing. Drives free throw line, kicks it back out. Dominguez drives the lane, left-handed layup, drops it in. 19-4. That ends a long scoring drought for the Rangers. Martins with the ball. We'll kick it over to Hill. Hidalgo, high post, pulls up from 10 feet, no good. The putback is in, and there's a foul on the floor. They're going to call that on Joel Alvarez. They'll say no basket, as the foul occurred before the basket. Referees look like they're going to talk this one over first, though. It looked like a pretty close play. Coming in for the Bulldogs, a 6'1" sophomore, number 0, Braxton Burge. Pass into Hidalgo at the low post. Drives, spins in the lane, banks it up and in. 21-4 now the lead for the Bulldogs. 20 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. Cervantes lost control, gets it back over to Shigoda. Tries to split the defenders, well guarded now here on the post. Tried to go up and under on Hidalgo, no good. Hidalgo with the rebound, 5 seconds left. Martins brings it across midcourt, pulls up for 3. It's good! And they stopped the clock with .6, did they? Field goal counts. And then the foul is called on Gomez. On Dominguez, so Martins at the line converts the 4-point play. Ball rolled out, Martin steps in front, and that's the end of the first quarter. The Hooker Bulldogs jump all over the Perryton Rangers and lead them 25-4 at the end of 1 quarter of play. go with the second quarter. Hooker out to a big lead, up 21 points here after 1 quarter of play. Well, it looks like they'll try to half-court trap. Rigdon with the ball. Now back to Cervantes, over to Shigoda. Tried to pass it down low. Didn't get enough spin to curve that one back in. Turnover back to Hooker. All out on the wing, Burge. Now over to Gomez. Gomez leaves it for Martins. Back to Martins, looks to go baseline, puts up the short jumper just outside the paint, no good. Parker going to be called for the foul as he tried to slap that one out on the rebound. That'll be number 2. Well, they're listing it as just his first for Parker. Team's 3rd foul. Rigdon leaves it for Cervantes. He's going to be called for the travel. Checking back in for the Bulldogs, Hudson Hill. Folks, stick around. We've got championship games coming up. In fact, our next game, the girls game, the number 1 team in 2A and the number 1 team in 3A, the Canadian Wildcats, take on the Gruver Lady Greyhounds for the championship on the girls' side. And then we'll have the boys as well. Things are getting a little bit chippy there, as Martins will be called for the foul, or Hill, excuse me. That'll be the 4th team foul on Hooker. He'll check out of the game. That's actually number 2 on Hill. Nate Metcalf, the 6-foot senior, number 20 into the game for the first time for Hooker. Pass up top, now on the right side. Shigoda with it. Now into the corner to Rigdon. Cervantes with it back up top. Shigoda over to Feger. Now a drive inside by Rigdon. High off the glass, puts it up and in. 25-6 now the score with 6:10 left to play here in the half. Hidalgo pulls up for the 3, leaves it a little short. Parker with the rebound, too strong. That one last touched, looked like by Feger, so ball will stay with Hooker. Hidalgo fakes, baseline jumper, no good. Rebounded on the backside though by Metcalf. Gomez gets it to Parker. Parker whips it to the opposite side. Now back near, open for 3 is Gomez, missed. Put back by Hidalgo as he banks it in from the tough angle. 27-6 now the lead for the Bulldogs. Rigdon kicks it over to Cervantes. Gilbert leaves it off for Feger. 3-pointer from the corner is good by Shigoda. 27-9 now the score. I believe that might be the first back-to-back possessions that Perryton has scored in this game. Over the top, easy basket. Parker misses it. Hidalgo there for the rebound, puts it up and in. That 6'8" and 6'6" combo in there is winning big for Hooker tonight. 29-9. 3-pointer from the wing. Cervantes puts it in. 29-12. 4:42 to play here in the half. And an offensive foul is going to be called on Burge. Martins checks back in for the Bulldogs. Tarango and Alvarez check back in for the Rangers. Cervantes guarded tightly there by Martins. Now over to Rigdon. Picks up his dribble, gives it back to Cervantes. Kicks it across the lane, shot up, no good by, the putback is blocked by Shigota's shot, but he was fouled. Foul will be called on Hidalgo. That's his first, team's sixth foul. Shigota at the line, misses the front end. Misses both. Parker with the rebound for the Bulldogs. Martins with the ball in the deep wing, now back up top to Burge. Martins throws it over the top to Hidalgo, puts it up and in. Backside was left open, just lobbed it back there, and Hidalgo chased it down 31-12. And we've got a foul inside. That foul will be called on Hidalgo, who's picked up two quickly. So Zach Hidalgo will head to the bench with two fouls. He's replaced by Nate Hidalgo. So they go from 6'8" to 6'4" in that spot. Shigota sinks the first free throw. Shigota makes the second. 31-14 now the score. Martins over to Metcalf. Whips it back over to Martins, looked at the three, he'll drive, puts up the shot and draws a foul. That one's going to be called on Shigota. That's his second. Team's eighth foul. First free throw by Martins is good. Gomez checks in for Burge. Second one good as well. 32-14 now the score. Cervantes drives in, pass out of control as he tried to get it to Tarango. Turnover back to Hooker. 3:15 left here in the half. Metcalf with the ball on the wing. Looks to drive. Kicks it back out top to Martins. Gomez over to Martins. Trying to look to get it inside to Parker. Can't quite find the opening. Gomez to the high post to Hidalgo. Back outside now, the drive by Gomez. Kicks it inside. Offensive foul is going to be called on Gomez. That will be Gomez's first foul, team's eighth foul. Both teams with 18 fouls. Rigdon back up top to Shigota. Tarango with the ball now, back over to Cervantes. Spins, puts up the short jumper. He's going to be called for the travel. Dump down low to Parker, has to go out to the corner to chase that one down. Ball loose, stolen away as Cervantes got a hand on it. And a foul going to be called there. Looks like they'll call that on Nate Hidalgo. That would be his first, actually his second. Team's 9th foul, 2:01 left to play in the half. So Aiden Tarango at the line, makes the first. Misses the second. Rebounded by Martins. 33-15 now the lead for Hooker. A 21-point lead at the end of the first quarter, holding on. Zach Hidalgo, nice toss over the top from Gomez. Puts it up and in, 35-15. We're back up to a 20-point lead. Rigdon gets it over to Cervantes. Now at the point, Tarango. Gives it up, Alvarez. Now Shigoda spins down to the block, puts it up off the glass, no good. Parker defends well and rebounds. 1:15 left here in the half. Gomez up top. Martins with it now. Now Gomez drives, tied up, kicks it back outside. Metcalf with the drive, kicks to Martins in the corner, puts up the three, off the front of the rim, rebounded by Parker, fall away jumper on the baseline. No good, put back up and in by Zach Hidalgo. The freshman with the rebound and put back, 37-15 with 40 seconds left to play. Shot by Cervantes, no good. Rebound and put back up by Alvarez, no good. Loose ball grabbed by Zach Hidalgo. Martins will slow it down, under 30 seconds left. Coach Kerr calling for one shot. So Hooker will try to hold for that final shot as the clock goes under 20 seconds. Rigdon guarding tightly out there. 10 seconds now, ties him up. And that's going to be a 5-second call. Turnover back to Perryton with 8.7 left to play. 37-15 the score. Shigoda will inbound the ball for Perryton. Into the backcourt to Rigdon, who brings it across. Leaves it for Cervantes. 3 seconds. Kicks it over. Back to Cervantes, puts it up at the buzzer, in and out. And we head to the half. The Hooker Bulldogs lead the Perryton Rangers at the halftime of the Gruver Holiday Classic third place competition. 37-15. We'll be back with the second half. game. Perryton defeated Hooker in that game. Hooker able to fight their way back to this third place game. As we said, they met once during the regular season in Perryton as well, so Rangers beating them both times. Hooker hoping the third time is a charm. Hidalgo with the ball. Kicks it back outside to Martins. Or Miller. Had it wrong again, that was Hill. Now Martins with the ball. Lob over the top to Hidalgo. Shigoda is going to be called for the foul. They'll say it was on the floor. Shigoda with his third foul here very early in the third quarter. And we've got another foul call. This one an offensive foul on Hooker. That one will be called on Gavin Parker. That'll be his second. So each team with one here to start in this second half. Third place boys competition here at the Gruver Holiday Classic. We thank you for joining us here. Make sure you subscribe and catch all of PTCI's high school basketball coverage this year. We'll be all over the Oklahoma and Texas panhandles in our coverage area. Rigdon with the ball. Jump step, that was a pretty long jump step. Shigoda with the ball. Kicks it over to Feger. He's going to be called for the travel, kind of slid on that pivot foot. Ball back over to Hooker. Those two teams played pretty evenly in the second quarter, but that first quarter was just a big jump for Hooker. And the right-handed hook there by Hidalgo puts it up and in. 39-15 now the score. Drive all the way to the hoop, high off the backboard, no good. And it will be Hooker ball. Gilbert tried to save it off of the missed shot by Feger. Martins brings it up. And he's going to be called for the travel, kind of slid that pivot foot just a touch. Drive by Rigdon. Oh, that one's rejected by Hidalgo. Tried to go left as he crossed the lane. And Hidalgo in good position. He's a very athletic kid for 6'8". Able to get over there and block that one cleanly. Rigdon puts up the corner three. No good. Rebounded by Martins on the backside. Hidalgo with it in the corner. Dribbles into the free throw line, puts up the shot. Didn't really have a base underneath him. Parker saves it from going out of bounds, and a foul will be called. Looks like that'll be on Perryton. And they'll call that one on Feger. That'll be his second. Team's second. Gomez with it up top. Martins with the drive, puts up the shot in the lane, and he'll draw they draw the charge call on him, as it was Cervantes who set up in the lane. As we mentioned earlier, right after this one, both championship games, maybe the biggest game in the state of Texas tonight. Coming up next is the number one team in 3A takes on the number one team in 2A. The Canadian Lady Wildcats take on the Lady Greyhounds of Gruver. Not sure what the call is here. We'll see. Anyway, it'll be Martins at the line. First shot off the front of the rim, no good. Fieger will check out. Tarango back into the game. That foul was called on Julian Cervantes. That's his first, team's fourth. Martins makes the second. 40-15 now the lead for Hooker. Cervantes back to Shigoda. Leaves it outside for Tarango. Now over to Rigdon. Guarded out there by Hill. Back to Shigoda, to the block, puts up the shot, high off the glass, no good, couldn't get it to fall, but he does draw the foul. That'll be on Parker. That'll be Parker's third. So Shigoda at the line for two shots, sinks the first. So Parker will check out as Zach Hidalgo comes into the game. Makes the second as well. 40-17 now the lead for the Bulldogs with 4:53 left to play here in the third quarter. Hidalgo gets it over to Gomez, trapped, gets it away to Martins, now to Hidalgo, back outside, three-pointer is up, no good by Martins. Back across the timeline, Rigdon with the ball in the corner. Now back out on the wing to Tarango, puts up the shot, no good. Rebounded by Cervantes. Baseline drive, loses control, gets it back out to Shigoda. Now back over to Cervantes. Tarango kicks it back outside. Gilbert. Shigoda looks to drive, spins in the lane, puts up the left-handed shot, too strong. Cervantes tried to pull it back in. Hidalgo comes down with the rebound. Rigdon comes underneath, or Cervantes comes underneath, so he's going to be called for the foul. That's going to be his second. And a foul on the floor on the drive as Hill was driving in. Was hit across the arm. It'll be team foul number 5 on Perryton, and that is number 3 on Cervantes. Into the corner, three ball is up. No good by Gomez. Rebound, and the putback by Martins is missed. Gets his own rebound though, and he's fouled by Gilbert. And it looks like that'll be number 3 on Gilbert as well. So some foul trouble coming into it for Perryton now with 3 players with 3 fouls. First free throw from Martins is good. Alvarez will check in as Gilbert will head to the bench with those 3 fouls. Cleet Martins can't get that one to drop in. Put back up by Zach Hidalgo on the rebound. He's fouled. He'll go to the line for 2 shots. And Hooker's length is giving Perryton all kinds of trouble tonight. First free throw rims out. And we've got a timeout on the floor. 3:39 left to play here in the third quarter. Hooker up big over Perryton, 41-17.
Dear Santa, I've been a good dad this year.
Dad, what are you doing?
Well, I was asking Santa for a new phone this year.
That's cute. But right now, PTCI can give you $800 off new phones and new unlimited plans.
Really?
Now, get up to $800 off the newest phones for current and new PTCI customers. Call 800-562-2556 today and get yours.
So back at the line, out of the timeout, Zach Hidalgo. Actually, Nate Hidalgo, excuse me, sinks that second free throw. 42-17 now the lead for Hooker. Shigoda. Back over to Tarango. Shigoda with the drive in the lane, kicks it back out to Tarango. Now back to Shigoda. He'll leave it outside for Cervantes. Back around the perimeter to Rigdon, comes off the screen, pulls up free throw line. It's nothing but net, 42-19. A little bit of trapping pressure by Perryton. Hooker's going to have to hurry and get this across the timeline. That's a 10-second call. Just a little not paying attention there as Hill's caught with the ball. 2:52 left here in the quarter. It's a little 42-19 ball game, so going to have to take a big comeback from Perryton to get back in this one. Tarango leaves it for Rigdon. Guarded tightly there by Hill and draws the push foul on Hill. Hill will be called for his third foul. Team's third of the half. He'll check out, and Braxton Burge comes in his spot. Cervantes back to Rigdon, puts up the quick three. No good, rebounded by Hidalgo. Martins with the drive, right-handed shot, no good. Nate Hidalgo put up the shot, no good, but was fouled. So the freshman will go back to the line. That's the 8th team foul. Did not catch the number that they gave that foul to. It may have been Rigdon. They haven't put it up on the board yet. First free throw is good from Nate Hidalgo. Dominguez back into the game for the Rangers. Zach Hidalgo there for the putback, and it's 45-19, and the big men for Hooker have dominated tonight. Miller with the ball, gets rid of it just before he traveled. Now Tarango puts up the wing three, no good. Out of bounds on Miller, ball back over to the Bulldogs. Joel Alvarez checks in for the Rangers. Martins brings the ball up. Dribbles off the back of his foot as the trap neared. Turnover back to Perryton. Cervantes brings it up, gets the screen, dumps it off to Dominguez. Three-pointer up from the wing from Tarango, no good. Hidalgo with the rebound. Minute and a half left here in the third. Hidalgo across the timeline. And tried to throw it, and it went right between Burge and Martins. Each of them thought the other was going to get it. Ball out of bounds, back over to Perryton. So Dominguez leaves it outside. Cervantes now over to Tarango, spins in the lane, passes it back outside to Dominguez. Now Gilbert Back outside. Tarango pulls up near the three-point line, leaves it short. Zach Hidalgo with the rebound. Under a minute left here in the third. Martin's double teamed, splits the defenders, takes it to the hoop and lays it off the glass and in. 47-19 with 37 seconds left here in the third. Tarango with the ball. Gives it up to Dominguez. Now back up top to Cervantes. Puts up the top of the key three. No good. And who else but Zach Hidalgo to grab the rebound again. And that is going to be a foul on Tarango. They're in the bonus now, as that is the 9th team foul. First personal foul on Tarango. 14.7 left here in the third, so Hooker will be in the bonus the rest of the way, or already were. Martins makes the first. Rigdon and Feger check back in for the Rangers. Martin sinks the second as well. 49-19, a 30-point lead for Hooker. They are beating the Perryton Rangers, a team that they've already lost to twice this year. 5 seconds left. Cervantes puts up a prayer three, no good. And we head to the fourth quarter. The Hooker Bulldogs up over the Perryton Rangers 49-19 in the third place competition here at the Gruver Holiday Classic.
Do you dread the cold of winter? Then PTCI has the freeze that will warm your heart. Boost your speed, and PTCI will freeze your internet bill at the same price you've already been paying for 6 whole months. If you are a new customer, PTCI will give you a free month of internet, and everyone gets whole home Wi-Fi free for 6 months. Call 800-562-2556 to freeze your bill today.
Some restrictions apply. And here we go with the fourth quarter. Perryton with possession, trailing by 30 points. Rigdon leaves it off for Tarango. Now back to Cervantes. Rigdon in the lane, kicks it back out. Three-pointer from Tarango, no good. Parker had the rebound, knocked away. Rigdon saves it from going out of bounds. Perryton keeps the possession. Feger with the drive, kicks it out to Tarango again. Drives, kicks it back out to Feger. Feger drives in, puts up the high shot off the glass. That one affected by Parker. Parker leaves it for Metcalf. Now Gomez will bring it up, looking to trap. Ball knocked out of bounds by Rigdon. It will stay Hooker ball. Pass into the high post. Metcalf kicks it back out. Now Martins over to Metcalf. Hidalgo, nice pass inside, nice move with the ball. 51-19, Hooker extends the lead. Off the hands of Shigoda, back over to Hooker. Pass from Rigdon was just a little too far out in front. Full court pressure from Perryton, as they'll look to trap here at the half court. Gomez on up to Metcalf. Now Hidalgo. Long pass out. Gomez. They'll get it back to Hidalgo on the short corner. Three-pointer is up by Nate Metcalf. It's good! 54-19 with 6.5 left to play. Shigoda looks to drive, spins, picks up his dribble, handoff to Cervantes. Now back outside, Tarango for three. Leaves it short. That one may have been partially blocked. And looked like when he tried to save the ball, it was out of bounds, so will be Hooker ball. Checking back in for the Rangers is Dominguez. Also checking in is Joel Alvarez. And he'll check in for Feger, who looks like trying to save that ball. He took a hard shot going out of bounds, maybe hit the bleachers that are behind the goal. I couldn't quite see it. And Hidalgo kicks it down to Parker, back to Hidalgo, who lays it up and in. 56-19. Hooker continues to add to their already large lead. Rigdon pulls up, no good, off the back iron, rebounded by Parker. They'll say travel. Looked like he got rid of it before he took that second step, but ball back over to Perryton. They've been calling the travel pretty close. Ball tapped out of bounds by Hill as they tried to get it into Shigoda as he cut across the lane. Cervantes sends it back out front to Dominguez, now to Rigdon. Shigoda pulls up for the top of the key three, no good. Ball tapped around. Dominguez comes away with the rebound. Shigoda saves it from going out of bounds. Shigoda for three off the front of the rim. Long rebound by Parker. Throws it up ahead for Metcalf. He chases it down. That one tipped away by Gomez as Perryton comes away with the ball. Foul in the open court. Foul will be called on Metcalf. Just their team's fifth foul. Metcalf's first. Cervantes leaves it for Rigdon, splits the defenders, has it knocked away though by Alvarez. And a foul is going to be called on Rigdon on the reach as Hill grabbed the loose ball, so they'll walk to the other end. Double bonus for the last 4:55 for Hooker, as that is the 10th foul on Perryton. Off the front of the rim, Maddox Miller checks back in for Perryton. Cleet Martin checks back in for Hooker. And also checking in, number 23, Jackson Parker. Off the front of the rim, rebound by Parker. That one knocked out of bounds. No, they'll say off his hand, and Perryton ball. No, now they've switched it. It's Hooker ball. Zach Hidalgo kicks it around. Martin's now with it on the wing. Gives it to Parker. Kick across. Hill to the free throw line, gets it back to Zach Hidalgo. Drives baseline past the defender, puts it up and in. No, they'll say the foul happened on the floor beforehand. Foul will be on number 2, Maddox Miller. So Zach Hidalgo at the line. Gets that first one to dribble home. Tarango will check back in for the Rangers. Zach Hidalgo back at the line for the second shot. Misses it. Parker with the rebound. Back to Zach Hidalgo. Has it stripped away. Ball loose on the floor. Perryton comes away with it up ahead to Tarango. 57-19 the score. Cervantes leaves it for Miller. Miller puts it up and somehow drew a foul on Zach Hidalgo. So Miller at the line for 2 shots. That's number 3 on Hidalgo. Makes the first. Checking in for a hooker will be number 42, Nate Hidalgo, and also number 12, Seth Pritchard. Second free throw is good as Cade Gilbert checks back in for the Rangers. 57-20 the score with 4:15 to play. And a turnover as Parker slipped on that one. Tarango leaves it outside for Miller. Tapped away momentarily by Pritchard. Tarango looking for the screen, back outside. Gilbert leaves it for Alvarez. Shot is blocked by Hidalgo. Parker kicks it across, wide open for 3. Pritchard can't get that one to drop in. Dominguez comes away with it for the Rangers. Miller lays it up and in. 57-22 now the score. Long pass ahead to Parker. Gives it to the other Parker. Misses the shot at the rim. Quickly back the other way. Alvarez at the hoop, lays it up and in. 57-24. Pritchard kicks it up ahead to Jackson Parker. Gavin Parker with it now. Timeout on the floor, 2:58 left to play here in the third place competition. Hooker dominating Perryton, 57-24.
Dear Santa, I've been a good dad this year.
Dad, what are you doing?
Well, I was asking Santa for a new phone this year.
That's cute. But right now, PTCI can give you $800 off new phones and new unlimited plans.
Really?
Now, get up to $800 off the newest phones for current and new PTCI customers. Call 800-562-2556 today and get yours.
Out of the timeout, Hooker inbounds the ball to Hidalgo. Back out top to Pritchard. Ball out on the wing now. Now up top again with Burge with it. Back on the wing as Trace Duncan has come into the game, number 30 for the Hooker. Pass intercepted by Tarango. Quickly back the other way. Miller lays it up and in. Fouled on the shot. He'll go to the line for the and one. Foul will be called on Duncan, his first, team's 7th. So Maddox Miller at the line for the Rangers. Makes the and one free throw. 57-27 now the score. Pritchard to Hidalgo in the short corner. Has it stolen away by Tarango from behind. Alvarez with it at the free throw line, kicks it back out to Miller. Miller up and underneath, no good. Rebounded by Duncan. Splits the defenders across midcourt. Kicks it over to Burge, drives baseline, lays it up and in. 59-27, under 2 to play. Tarango leaves it for Dominguez. Now to Alvarez, back to Tarango. He'll get the screen from Gilbert. Goes the other way, though. Kicks it back outside to Alvarez. Now reset with Tarango. Guarded tightly there by Pritchard. Pritchard dies on the floor after it. They'll say it'll stay with Perryton. A minute and a half left here in this third place game. Miller with it now. Shot up, no good, but he is fouled. So Alvarez will go to the line for 2 shots. They'll call that one on Duncan as well. He's picked up his second, team's 7th foul. So Perryton just now in the bonus, misses the first one. Minute 15 left to play. Shot off the back of the rim, rebounded by Duncan, fouled from behind. So they'll walk to the other end and shoot free throws. Joel Alvarez called for the foul, his 3rd. Duncan sinks the first. 1:13 to play. Gets the second as well, 61-27. And Hooker just jumped all over Perryton tonight in that first quarter. 25-4, and they haven't let up. They've extended that big lead, but that was definitely the catalyst for all of this. Drive by Dominguez, fouled at the basket. Foul will be called on Jackson Parker, his first, team's 8th foul. So Isaiah Dominguez at the line for 2 shots. Misses the first off the back iron. And a lane violation on that shot. Missed anyway. Ball back over to Hooker. We're in the final minute of this one. Duncan across midcourt. Gives it up to Parker, splits the defenders. And he's going to be fouled, so Jackson Parker will head to the line to shoot a couple of shots. Foul will be called on Dominguez. That's his second. First free throw from Parker, no good. 49.2 left to play. This gym is filling up quickly as Jackson Parker drills the second one, 62-27. Getting ready for these championship games, number 1 versus number 1. Coming up next, we'll have it here on PTCI's YouTube channel as well. Miller with the ball. Back outside to Alvarez. Over to Dominguez, who drives in the lane, puts up the floater. No good. Rebound by Nate Hidalgo. 15 seconds left to play. And I imagine Hooker will now hold. Burge with it. Crowd rises to their feet to clap on the Bulldogs as they've finished up with a 3rd place finish here at the Gruver Holiday Classic and avenge their earlier loss to Perryton with a resounding 62-27 victory over the Rangers. So congratulations to the Hooker Bulldogs on this 3rd place finish. Stick around, folks. We've got the girls' championship game. Number 2 in 2A, the Canadian Lady Wildcats versus the Gruver Lady Wildcats. They're 2A number 1, Canadian 3A number 1. Coming up here in just a few minutes.